today's lesson will work on our upper intermediate course, and here, Unit 4, third part, 4.3, vocabulary and skills development. Our goals here are understand speech when consonant sounds are omitted and recognize easily confused words, listening and speaking, omitting consonant sounds. Exercise 1. Work with a partner, look at the photos of yarn bombing and discuss the following questions. Pause the video, answer these questions in a written form. Now, if you have finished, let's look at the pause buttons first. 1. Have you ever seen anything similar before? No, I haven't seen anything similar before. We don't have it in our culture. Well, we have some people knitting something to cover some objects, but we don't have to such extent, to such extremity. 2. Do you find it attractive or amusing? Why not? I find it both attractive and amusing because really it's really beautiful, and having something like this when you're going and walking in the street is really well, it makes you happy, and amusing. It's amusing because, well, it's just funny. It's quite interesting to see such a piece of art, and it's also called it's also considered to be art, which is really appealing to me. And if I had a chance, I would maybe learn how to do this thing. 3. What do you think the point of it is? Well, I don't know what's the point, but I would think that it's just a good way of sharing happiness and sharing joy to other people. Exercise 2. You're going to listen to a podcast about yarn bombing, but first read and listen to the information in the Unlock the Code box. Unlock the code. Omitting consonant sounds. When people are speaking fluently, some consonant sounds tend to be left out. This can make it difficult to understand what the speaker is saying. And here, t and d. When a word ends with a consonant cluster, 2 or 3 consonant nouns together ending in the sounds t or d, and the next words begin with a consonant sound, the final t or d tends to disappear. And here's the example is, I'm not going to sounds like I'm not going to. He stopped kicking the ball sounds like she stopped kicking the ball. And here we don't usually leave out t or d before a vowel sound or h. And here the examples are, first of all, she seemed happy. We don't usually leave out d before sounds r, w, l, and s. And here example is, she seemed relieved. Exercise 3a. Listen to the following sentences and cross out the d or t in bold. If you don't hear it, pronounce it. And now, if you have finished, let's check the possible ones first. It looks a bit weird to me, and here it's d out in the word d, weird. What does it mean? And here t is out in the word what. 3. What does it mean? It here the word t out is in the word it. 4. I would like to knit something like that. Here we don't omit any word. 5. I would like to knit something like that. And here also we don't omit any sound or letter. It looks amazing. We don't omit anything. 7. I would rather see this than graffiti. It wouldn't omit anything. They shouldn't put it on statues. Here we omit the letter t in shouldn't. And 9, it doesn't do any harm, and we omit t in the word doesn't. Exercise 3b. Compare your answers with a partner and check your findings against the rules in the Unlock the Code box. Exercise 4. Listen to a short podcast about yarn bombing and answer the following questions. And now, if you have finished, let's check the possible answers together. 1. What is the first example the speaker gives of yarn bombing? It's a lamppost. 2. What has a yarn bomber done in Paris? Okay, he filled the cracks in the pavement with brightly knitted wool. 3. At what time of day is yarn bombing often carried out? So it's 3. At night, because many local governments don't like yarn bombing. 4. What do the yarn bombers do with the photos they take? They post them online. 5. What three reasons does the speaker give for why people yarn bomb? Well, it's making an ugly public space or object more beautiful, putting something personal and handmade into an urban space, and making people smile. Exercise 1. Work with a partner. Choose a public building or statue that might look good if someone covered it in knitting. Explain to another pair why you chose it. Pause the video through this exercise in a written form. Vocabulary and listening. Easily confused words. Exercise 6a. Choose the correct options to complete the following extract from the listening in exercise 4. And now, if you have answers, let's check the answers together. 1. And in Mexico City, another yarn bomber artist, Magda Sayek. 2. Magda Sayek has specially designed a perfectly fitting cover for a city bus. 3. Yarn bombing is very quiet. Exercise 6b. Read the information in the vocabulary focus box about easily confused words. Vocabulary focus. Easily confused words. Some pairs of words are very easily confused. 1. Sometimes the difference is grammatical, and here affect and effect. Affect is a verb and effect is a noun. The meanings are related, and here example is it affected me badly. It had a bad effect on me. Other examples are advise verb, advice noun, practice verb, practice noun, chew. This could be because words sound very similar to each other and have a similar spelling. And here, other examples are specially and especially. Use specially to say that something is done for a special reason. And here example is, I made this specially for you. And use especially to emphasize something. You can replace especially with in particular, and here example is, it is popular all over the world, especially in the United States. And here other examples are quite adverb, quite adjective, lose verb, lose adjective. And 3. Sometimes words are confused because you're close to other words, and here the words are manage and control. Use manage to say someone can successfully deal with a difficult situation. Example is, she always manages to get all her work done on time. And use control to show you have power over someone or something. You decide what happens. And your example is, he finds it hard to control his children. And other examples are fault and a mistake. Exercise 7. Choose the correct options to complete the sentences. And now, if you have finished, let's check the answers together. 1. The effect of the knitting is quite striking. 2. I knitted something specially for his birthday. 3. She made a mistake and the knitting ended up with a big hole in it. 4. Magda Sayek controls a large team of knitters. 5. The knitted covers are usually quite loose, so it's easy to fix them to the object. 6. It doesn't take a lot of practice to knit simple patterns. 7. As some local governments don't like it, yarn bombers often have to be quiet. 8. The best advice to yarn bombers is to do it at night. Pronunciation. Easily confused words. Now we learn how to pronounce these easily confused words. Exercise 8a. Listen and circle the word you hear. And now, as you see, the answers are especially, 2. Quiet, 3. Loose, 4. Advice. Exercise 8b. Now listen to the pairs of words and repeat. Practice the difference between the two words. Exercise 9a. Task. With a partner, choose what you think are the 5 most confusing pairs of words in exercise 7 and say why. Exercise 9b. Write one sentence for each pair of words. Don't include the word itself, but leave a gap for your partner to guess the correct word. Exercise 9c. Read the sentences aloud. Can your partner guess which word should go in the gap? Pause the video and do these exercises in a written form. That's the end for today's lesson. See you in the next lessons.